Hello everybody, Nate the Gamer here. About a week or so ago, I attended Retro World Expo in Hartford, Connecticut. This year, I decided to do something a little bit different, and actually volunteered for the convention, rather be an attendee. Why? Because I needed a change of pace from my regular job, and the perks of being a volunteer intrigued me. For helping out, I got free entry into the show for both days, and got a shirt. As for what I actually did during the show, I set up parts of the console free play before the show actually opened, and basically just walked around the area and hit the reset button of any consoles just to make sure that they were ready for the next guest that wanted to play. In the same vein, I also walked around the arcade free play area. Some arcade machines weren't set to free play, so what I would do is look for an arcade machine that was basically deserted, and add some credits via opening up the coin door and pressing a little lever. Which I thought was pretty amusing, because I got to go hands-on with an arcade machine, like the actual arcade machine, not just some kind of replica from Arcade 1UP. Other tasks were pretty simple, carry one thing from point A to point B, guide guests around the convention or to the adjacent Van Gogh exhibit, and checking people's prop weapons to make sure they weren't actually bringing in guns or swords. That was my least favorite task. Not because, I hate checking things, because a little bit ways away, there was a replica of the car Kit from Knight Rider, and the problem is that he never shut up. Every 30 seconds he would recite the same thing over and over again, and it was driving me up a goddamn wall. Other than wanting to send Kit down a freeway going 100 miles an hour into a brick wall, I had a fantastic time volunteering at the convention. Nothing felt like busy work, and I was able to meet so many cool people, even if it was just a simple good morning. It was cool to see projects that I've seen online be shown off in person, like Russ Lyman's in real life Mario Kart, complete with RGB lights on the bottom, Super Mario themed sound effects, and a Wii wheel acting as the actual steering wheel for the car. I'm not sure if that's street legal, but it does complete the entire look. Anyways, when I wasn't being the guardian of free play or something like that, I was perusing through the vendor area and was practically drooling over everything. Granted, some of the stuff that did catch my eye were about $800 out of my price range. If my memory serves me right, I saw a vendor selling a Game Boy game where you play as a potato for $1,700. I mean, if you want to spend that much on a Game Boy game, that's cool. Here's what I did buy though. I bought a couple Genesis games. I got Golden Axe 2, since I just beat the first one at the New Haven Barcade, and the GameSack favorite
Green Dog, the beach surfer dude.
I also got 2 reproduction cartridges, like Mega Man The Wily Wars, a Genesis remake of the first 3 Mega Man games, and Rescue, an unreleased game where you rescue people in caves and has Star Fox-like segments in between stages. The only other Sega Genesis related thing I did buy was a Sega CD RAM card, so I can actually save my progress in games like Snatcher. The only thing I don't like about this cart is that it's not beveled. Not sure if I can sand down the edges so they will be that way, but it'll have to do for now. Since I felt bad that I wasn't giving my Super Nintendo much attention, I decided to buy 2. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past and Stunt Race FX because it was only $10. And in true convention fashion, I overpaid for it. I'll play Zelda eventually though. I have a backlog of other stuff to play, and it always ends up going the same route of me playing another run of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remastered. Speaking of which, I got a GameStop poster of that exact game because I love it so much, and I just had to have it when I saw it. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I got it. I noticed that some vendors were selling VHS tapes, so I figured that I would pick some up. I bought all 3 of the 90s Mortal Kombat movies, Mortal Kombat 1, Annihilation, and The Journey Begins. The first movie is a goddamn masterpiece. The fight between Johnny Cage and Scorpion in that forest is just so badass, while the other 2 movies, they both have Mortal Kombat 3 cheats, so that's something. The Journey Begins has some crusty 3D animation where Kung Lao's hair is the color of his skin, and some really cheap animation. Annihilation, it's pretty bad, just in general. That movie is just trash. These were mostly to collect for since I love Mortal Kombat and I needed some tapes to put on my table set that I never use. The last couple of things I bought weren't really fun, but they're actually pretty essential. I bought replacement fans for both my Dreamcast and GameCube since they were both pretty loud from my couch, And since Laser Bear Industries, the people who make a lot of this stuff, had a table at Retro World, I figured, why not? It saves me some shipping cost and time. And the difference is night and day. I'll put a comparison, and you can judge for yourself. And so, that concludes what I picked up at Retro World Expo. Am I broke? Yes. Would I volunteer again? Hell yeah. It gave me a new perspective and was a last hurrah before I got back into college. Which means I'm probably editing this instead of doing homework. Well, that about does it. Don't worry, I'll have something planned eventually. Like I mentioned before, I'm starting classes again, and I'm starting to get some ideas, but it's at the most inconvenient time possible, you know? I had all summer to think, but I just couldn't find anything. I hate to say it, but you'll just have to wait and see what comes up. It won't be 5 months though. I can assure you that much. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you guys are new and you've enjoyed what you've seen, go ahead and subscribe. And while you're at it, you can always follow my Twitter to see updates on the channel and whatever's going on in life. But anyways, I'm Nate the Gamer, and I'll see you guys in the next video.